It's time to talk about transphobia. No, it's not just transphobia, it's LGBT phobia in Latin America, which is actually different to American LGBT phobia, if you can believe it or not. The Spanish language has its own sort of unique LGBT phobia that isn't just a cultural export from the US. And here's a great expression of it. This is a picture that someone on Reddit posted, which I just stole and I'm not giving them any credit for it, from a movie theater in Guatemala for like Buzz Lightyear. Like the new movie, I don't know. I guess I heard there's like a lesbian kiss in it. I don't fucking care. I don't consume the latest sort of movies. If you do that, you are, I don't know. I think you're probably better off being Soylent Green. But anyway, the Buzz Lightyear movie has a warning on it here, as you can see. And it says, "Warning, this movie contains scenes with gender ideology." Scenes with gender ideology. And what they mean is apparently there's like a lesbian kiss for like 2 seconds in the movie. That's it. Warning, gender ideology. Straight kiss? Normal. No gender involved. 2 women kissing? Now that, my friends, has gender ideology. When it's a man and a woman, there is no gender. When it's 2 women, now there is gender, and it not just gender, but ideology of gender. You might think this is a cultural import from the US, but this has actually happened in Argentina and Spain, which are like the basis of like the most reactionary, like the rich reactionary benefactors who fund like think tanks and shit to export this sort of thing all over the Spanish-speaking world. So the reason why you have shit like this popping up in Guatemala now, it's not because people just like copied what happened in the US or anything. It's because there's like this current of like sort of native Latin American / Spanish from Spain thoughts that has created its own sort of slightly more unique spin on LGBT phobia. And the whole idea of them is basically that, you know, any sort of expression of non-gender conformity or non-straightness is all part of the same gender ideology. And it's not just this, like anything to do with sex at all, really. Like, they're also against sex ed. They're just completely against sex education. I mean, of course they're against abortion, I need to say that. And you basically like have a bunch of these morons who try to turn this into like a big culture war thing. And I mean, they've kind of succeeded if it's showing up in random theaters in Guatemala. Warning, contains scenes with gender ideology. What does that even mean? Avert your eyes, children. There is gender in this movie. It's a big Bolsonaro thing too. He loves to talk about this, so don't ask him what it is. He couldn't tell you. Probably if there was a rainbow in a movie, like not just a normal rainbow, not even a flag, someone in Latin America would try to spin the idea that it was spreading gender ideology. I mean, just recently in Argentina, a couple weeks ago, like a 5-year-old or something. I don't know how, maybe older, like a young girl in primary school realized that she had been abused by her grandpa because the teacher was in a sex ed class, like was explaining how to like tell when that happens to you. And now the grandpa is going to go to fucking jail for life, which is epic and based. And these people are against that. You know, they're against having any sex ed classes at all, basically. They're against abortion. They're against like even like fucking contraceptives, but they're also against welfare. Like the right wing in Argentina, one of the main right wing candidates literally pledged that she would abolish all welfare, all of it, pensions, unemployment, childcare subsidies, everything, within 6 months of winning. If she won the election, she would do that. But she's also against abortion and against gender ideology and against sex ed. So they want poor people to have babies that then die immediately, basically. It's capitalists are the same everywhere. This is just like a slightly more Latin American tint on it, which isn't, I mean, that doesn't really mean it's uniquely Latin American. It's just how it ended up here. Like, while in the US, you have people like who want to like make trans people have no rights. In Latin America, it's just like there is like some sort of ephemeral, endless campaign to indoctrinate your children into the gender ideology, which I guess isn't that much different. They just kind of use different words that sound funny. Like gender ideology is just such a funny term. Gender ideology. Because no one had ever talked about gender until lesbians kissed in a movie. There was no gender. There was never any gender before. Only now is there gender.